Hey guys, real quick, wanted to make a separate video in regards to drill progressions, throw variations when it comes to the drive leg. So as I mentioned within the video that talked about, why I like to use blending progressions and how I structure drill progressions, I think I covered it in that video. Anyways, if I didn't, the goal for us is when it comes to the drill progressions is to just basically complement the first part of the identification of the particular breakdown, okay? And what I mean by complementing it with, now that we have the understanding of what the breakdown is, we need to then have an understanding of how to go about correcting it, right? And that's how we use the implementation of drill progressions and throw variations. And now when it comes to instilling the new motor control, instilling new movement and allowing the brain to interpret the movement differently than it once had, where we look at like optimal, suboptimal movement patterns, efficient, inefficient, and so on, is we come up with a set, particular set of drill progressions or throw variations. And then once we find those ones that give us the feedback we're looking for in terms of like creating a sensation that we want, then we can blend regular throws to speed up the process of instilling new motor patterns for a leg lift. What do we do on the mound when we throw, right? Leg lift and throw. So I'm a huge advocate for, once we figure out which drill progressions are giving us the good that we want, blend those as much as you can. So what does that look like? All right, so say when it comes to the drive leg, we're doing drill progressions from like a box drill, okay? We have our box drill. Let me get a med ball. So we have our box drill like so, right? Now, a blend for this particular drill would be, okay, we'll get into our drop, boom, feel it, and now let's go up and throw. Then we blend that by typically having another ball in our glove. Right after we're done throwing it, boom, right into a leg lift. Why? Because your body, or your brain receives that input from the drill progression that the body is doing. All right, it's the input that the body is sending to the brain to signal this new type of movement and these new types of sensations and feelings that are occurring throughout this drill progression. Then when you do like your regular throw, where we typically see the bad patterns, right, that we're trying to correct, now you create those senses of sensations from that. Now you blend those over to here, and now the brain can go, okay, that's the new movement. Now you can download it faster rather than just hammering a specific constraint setting, only doing that. And then when it comes game day, you get on the mound and you're not quite there yet because you haven't blended those. You haven't trained that movement in this type of setting, right? It's just different types of settings. You can do that for every type of drive leg, right? Like 2 balls, you can go do your like reverse lunge, jump, stick, throw, right into leg lift. So you create the sensations, you blend those over to your regular throw to instill those new movement patterns, right? Couple things to make sure that we're doing is the drill progressions that you specifically are doing are going to be ones that provide you with the feedback you want, because everyone's gonna have different feedback. Everyone's gonna have different sensations. And that's why it's tough when we organize our drill progressions and we structure our drills to our throwing and all these things that we schedule out. We don't wanna be doing things that we're just doing them to do them and we don't know what the reasoning is, or we don't know why, right? Like everyone's program is gonna be looking a little bit different because everyone's feedback and sensations they create in certain drills are different. But as far as the blending goes, we all wanna implement that. And we can do that in our catch play too, right? So if we're just playing catch, and that's why I like to use throw variations as well, because if we're playing catch, say, let's say a curtsy to throw is a good progression for you. You like the contraction, you like the feelings, and you like the direction that it gives you. So who's to say that we can't, get doing this in our throwing program. Like, let's start our throwing program out, boom. All right, boom, you catch it back. All right, let's do another one. All right, and then you go about your throwing program. That's how we implement those.